Well, we are talking adoption this morning. If you're a parent or you're looking to adopt, this is the conversation that you don't want to miss this morning. Well, preparing to adopt a child can be a long and sometimes emotionally draining process for couples who's looking to start to grow their families. But how can prospective parents go about preparing for such a big and exciting step in their lives? And more importantly, how does adoption change the dynamics of an existing family? Well, joining us this morning to answer all those questions, Catherine Lahost is back, clinical psychologist. Thanks for joining us on the show this morning. We had such an interesting conversation last time. You're back this morning to talk about adoption. Legal adoptions, it can take many forms. And perhaps we should talk about it, open and closed adoptions. What's the difference between the two?
In an open adoption, the biological parent or the birth parent and the adoptive parents choose that they would like to have information. So the information of identity, where you live, all of that stuff is known. And you make an agreement in advance as to what the contact, if any, will be. And a closed adoption is the more traditional adoption where there's no identifying details known.
Does it change the parenting styles? I mean, should it be different?
I don't think it should change the parenting styles as such. I think the parents need to be prepared to relate to each other. So the biological parents need to know how to relate to the adoptive parents, and the adoptive parents need to know how to relate to the biological parents.
But it can be so tough knowing who the parents are. In fact, I have friends who have both. I have friends who have a closed adoption family, and then I have who have open, and I can see that it's really, really hard.
Yeah.
Getting to couples who are looking to adopt, immediately you want to think of the process. I also get the feeling that it is a very lengthy process and sometimes very hard to adopt. But take me through it, adoption and the process in South Africa itself. How can people prepare themselves, for this day?
Okay. So the process, there are a few steps in the process, which is first that you need to apply, or first you need to decide, I suppose.
Yeah.
Then you need to apply to an accredited agency or an accredited adoption social worker. And you need to check that they are accredited so that everything is legal.
How can we check?
You can have a look online on the sort of Department of Social Welfare website. It's got links to the relevant agencies.
Okay.
Yeah, there's actually a lot online if you look under Adoption South Africa.
Okay.
Once you do the application to the agency, there's different screening processes that they go through where they sort of look at the family structure, they look at the health of the family, the marriage if it's a couple. You go through a psychological assessment, various steps just to make sure that you're okay to adopt.
That you're a good parent.
That you're going to be a good parent and give the child a good home.
Because we are talking about a baby here, or a child, or a teenager, for that matter. So. Listen, we're going to keep you here because I want to talk about this more. If this is something that interests you, which is absolutely incredible, I think it's wonderful if you're able to adopt or even able to extend your family. Stay with us. Catherine Lahost is going to be talking about this morning. Thanks again for joining us on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Katlego Mabue.